Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. I'm just going to do once around the edge of this field, and then we will refill the tank of herbicide. We'll run this tractor back up to the top of that field over there that we went round the outside of yesterday, and we can start that one with the hired help doing the rest of the spraying. Once that one is going, I can then run down here and I can get another tractor going with some fertilizer spreading down in this field. That one's already got the 2 coats of fertilizer that it needs, so we don't need to worry about that field. And then once we've gone and done all of that, we can head back over to the yard and we can start doing the daily chores around the farm. We've got cattle to clean and cattle to feed. We've got sheep to clean and pigs to clean and pigs to feed and sheep to feed. And we'll try and keep everything topped up if we can. I'll bring in whatever grain I can and try and just keep all of them completely topped up there if possible. And it'll give us a better idea, especially if we can keep the pig... like the amount of grain and that, if we can keep the grains and that for the pigs as full as possible, it will give us a bit of a better idea how much grain we're going to need come the end of it to completely fill their pen up. The cattle and the chickens and the sheep, that's easy enough. We're dealing with that and we're staying on top of it. So we've already got those dealt with, and we've already got sufficient food stored in order to keep them topped up. The pigs are the only things that we've got left. Now, we've got $190,000. I don't think that we're going to need any more money besides that in order to be able to pay everything off. I don't think we're going to need more machinery, so we don't need like a load of extra money. So what we can do is, once we've gotten this harvest in that we've got right here, this and the corn, we can then go and buy a load more pigs and really push that up, and that's going to give us a good idea of or we could do it sort of just before the harvest, get all the pigs in, or at least like 250 of them, and that's going to give us a good idea of what else we're going to need to be able to completely run the pigs. There is a little element of timing in it, because I know that we're going to need at least one more harvest after this one. We're going to need at least one more harvest of wheat or barley. We'll probably go with wheat, because I think that gives a slightly higher yield than the barley. So we'll go with that, and that's going to give us, I'm hoping, enough to be able to completely fill the pigs up. So with, because we've got this sort of element of timing and balance, like if we have to have too many harvests, obviously they're consuming food. So if I've gone and bought a load of extra pigs, they're consuming a lot more food in order to be able to maintain what we're doing. And one of the key rules to this series is that I'm not allowed to go and buy food. So if I find myself running short, my only option is to go and sell some of the animals. I am absolutely not allowed to go and buy in feed for any of our animals. That is one rule that we have. I'm not allowed to do it. So if I start running short of food for the pigs, I'm going to have to sell some in order that we're not consuming quite so much food, and then allow them to breed back up or buy more of them later on in order to sort of make up those lost numbers once we've got our food stocks back up. So I do have to be a little bit careful with that, but we're on 120 odd pigs at the moment, so we're pushing close to halfway on the numbers of pigs that we're going to want, which means that a little bit of putting food in for the animals, especially once we've done that today, we'll have a much better idea of what those pigs are going to need. I mean, tomorrow I think that we'll be getting close to 150 pigs. So we're going to be very close to being able to just say, look, this is how much we're going to need in total for the pigs. That's brilliant. Right, we've got 34 litres of herbicide left after going around both of those fields. They're both done now, and I'm going to refill the herbicide, and then I'm going to run right up to the very top of the other field, and we're going to start the hired help working up there. Then once it's done that one, we'll come back down here and we'll do this one. And the reason I'm doing it that way round is so that I can get the fertilizer going on this field down here. And also I'm curious what it's going to be like if it runs from the top of the field rather than the bottom of the field, which is what we normally do. So we're going to go all the way up to that far corner up there. We can go up the road and do that. So yeah, we've got, like, depending on how much food we're going to need, if there is enough, that field right there, it's largely dependent on the yield we get from this field. It's largely dependent on what that one gives us. If we get enough from this field here, if we get enough corn from this field here, we will most likely only have to do one more harvest and we will be done. After, well, say two more harvests. We'll have to do one more planting after this one, and then we'll be done. We'll have gotten everything here that we need to get, and we won't need to worry about any more of it. If this one gives enough. If this one doesn't, and we're going to have to plant the bottom field with more corn, and we'll have to kind of work on it from there, and we'll figure things out as we go along. Right, this one right here, I could actually go a little bit further down than where I am right here. If I look here like that, there's a little tiny strip along that top, and you know it's really not worth messing around with the tiny strip at the top end. So I want to go here. Helper-C has completed their task. I'm too far away from the edge of the weeds there, but I'm not here. That's going to go now. And we're going to allow it to work from this top edge all the way down across the field. So I'm going to leave you going up there, and I am going to jump down here to this tractor, and I'm going to start you up. I'm going to bring you over here a bit, like this. I'm going to hose this one down. I'll go in over here, and I'll hose this one down completely. So that we've got all of this washed. I will then run over to the workshop, and we will make sure that this one is fully repaired. Then we can put it away in the shed, and we can put the fertilizer spinner on, and we can start spreading fertilizer over on our field over there. It's not going to take much to spread the fertilizer. That doesn't take long at all. And we can also, like, just the outside round, that one does tend to run through pretty quickly. So again, it's not something that we're going to need to spend absolutely ages with, which means that we can come back and we can start working on getting all of the animals fed. And this is kind of like the most important bit now. I'm kind of like, to start with, at the beginning, cutting trees was the most important task. And then in the middle, cutting grass and dealing with grass, and also doing the crops. That was the most important task, and then the animals were kind of secondary, and so were the forestry. Now it's, I mean, I know that they are all important to do, but like the animals, that's the big thing. That's where we're getting a lot of our income now, is from animals. And so that's kind of like the most important thing. We've got to make sure that we do that bit absolutely spot on right. We make sure everything is perfect with the animals, because that is the biggest chunk of our income. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm not suggesting that this is unimportant, because without this, none of the rest of it matters anyway. Right. I will go across here, like that. Fortunately, it's quite dry, so we're all right to be going across that. If it had been soaking wet, then we'd want to stay on the tracks. But because it's been quite dry lately, we're all right to do it like that. You definitely need a bit of repair work, otherwise you'd be mysteriously slowing down. And if we need to use this one again, and I would have no clue why. I'd be all confused and confuddled as to why it was slowing down. Now, what I'm hoping is that tractor up the top. I'll go and have a look at it in a second. Actually, I'm going to go and have a look at it right now. Up here, hoping that it's going to go past the big stone, and it's going to right out to the end of the field over there without any problems whatsoever. It looks like that is what it's going to go and do. That's fantastic. It's going to do a full length, and then it'll come up to the stone, I think, and it'll stop. Or it'll do that really weird thing where it'll go all the way up there, and then it'll reverse all the way up here, and then it'll turn around and it'll do this bit. for no apparent reason. And I've still not yet figured out the logic behind the hired help making it do that. There just doesn't seem to be any logical reason as to why the hired help would even think of doing that. Like, I just cannot fathom why it does it. It just seems like such a really weird and random thing for it to go and do. But anyway, we know that it does, so there's not a lot that we can do about that. Let's drop you down there, and then turn round, unhitch this one, and then I can get that fertilizer spreader on. Also, just check the wool price as well in a second, and see if that's right. This tractor is. I'm doing the steering here mostly on the independent brakes at the moment. Lower you down there and unhitch you like that. Right. Now I can go and get that one over there. Have I got a front weight for this tractor kicking around anywhere? I don't think I do. I think we've used, like, we just used that. So what I'll do is I'll change this over now, and I'll put a front weight on it. I'll just bring you over to here a second, and we'll go in here like this, and we'll customize. And we've got standard configuration there. 360 kilo front weight. I don't want that. Front hydraulic. 1 ton front weight. That's the one that I want. The 1 ton front weight. I'll take that one. Thank you very much. And jump back on. I've already got the wide tires. So that front weight will counter the weight of the fertilizer that we're about to put onto the back. So we can go and work that through. How's our other tractor? Yes, he's gone up there. He's left a little bit of a triangle up there. And he is at least coming back on this side. So he should get up to the stone in a second. And then stop and turn round. At least that's what I'm hoping. You can do it. Going up to here. Yes, excellent. Right. That's all I wanted to I just wanted to make sure that it was going to do that. And do, you know, everything that it's supposed to do, rather than trying to do anything crazy. Yeah, it'd probably help if I hitch this one in on the front of the actual fertilizer spinner. Just putting it out there, you know, just for something crazy, something different. Let's grab you. Right, I've got fertilizer in here already. Excellent, that's fantastic. So I'm going to start right on this corner right here. And I'm away with spreading fertilizer. And you can see right there, it is painting the line on the field. Now, I'm going to stay here on sort of not taking a full width of the fertilizer right here. Because going around this corner invariably leaves a bit behind anyway. There. Like, corners are not so good. When you've got a triangle-shaped spread coming out the back of your machine, corners, they never work well. It doesn't matter which corner you do. You always end up leaving a little bit behind. And, oh, that does frustrate me. Most of you know this already. Most of you are very familiar with my complaints about how the fertilizer spreader doesn't spread accurately and cleanly. You know, if I'd started from this top corner, it probably would have been a bit easier. Never mind. And now I'm going to run down here, and I'm going to do this side and the bottom end, and then I'll just send the hired help going up the straight line, up the long end of the field. So bring you in around there like that. We will follow this edge of the field all the way round. I mustn't forget that I haven't sprayed off the weeds over the bulk of this field. I've only done the outside round of this field. So we've got to come back with the sprayer down here. The herbicide sprayer is already down to 50%. And, well, I imagine it's not done all that much. Oh, he's actually doing quite well. He's done quite a big chunk of the field. We're going to have a look in a minute and see just how much he has gotten done up there. But he seems to be doing all right. Like, he's getting across the field there. It is quite wide, though, isn't it? So you haven't got to do that many passes before you've done the entire field, which is, I guess, quite a good thing. And you come round here on this bottom corner, and then once I get up there, I can leave the hired help running, and I can go off and start working on the animals up in the yard. I will have the little short runs to do on that field over there once it's finished, but I'm not gonna interfere with it at all at the minute. I'm gonna leave it exactly where it is and not do anything at all with it. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm going to bring you back round this way like this and start you up again and stop because that wants to go just over there a little bit, I think. Something like that seems to be about right. Okay, you're doing well, and then I can jump up here to you. You're now going right the way across the field. So it's not, he's only did 2 passes. There's only literally just 2 passes there. We've got a little triangle of a bit out that side. And now he's just got these bits over here. And I've still got 40% in the tank, which is not bad. So that one can carry on doing what it's doing. You over here, I'm going to need this tractor now. So we're going to take this trailer. We're going to bring this one up round. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to just check the price of a couple of things. We got 44,000 litres of barley. We will do wheat because usually wheat is a slightly lower price than barley, isn't it? Which indicates for the game... Oh, well, no, actually, wheat gives a slightly better price than barley. So that would indicate that maybe barley, you get a slightly higher yield. I don't know. I don't know if there is much of a yield difference between the barley and the wheat. Not that it really matters. Wool, 1,051, and it has stopped going up. So we're going to go and get our trailer as the very next job. And we're going to do that. You know, this trailer here, I can just take it round this way. I'm going to park it. For now, I'm just going to put it here next to this one. That's just going to go there. He's out the way right there. And I don't need to worry about it. I will need to change the front hydraulics in a minute. I'm not going to do that just yet. What I will do is slow time down to 1 time speed a minute, because once I load up these pallets, I'm going to want to... I'm not going to want anything to spawn. If something's... Like, if a new wool pallet spawns, it kind of gets in the way, it messes things up. Eggs as well, all the way on. We're at 2,100. I don't know if that's a low point or a high point. I think 2,100 is, like, I think over 2 grand is a high point for eggs. So I'm tempted to go and sell the eggs as well. But no, I won't. We got plenty of space for eggs. We don't need to worry about them. It's not like we don't need the cash at the moment. We're not desperate for money. So I just want autoloader for pallets like that, and then turn the thing on. Load 2 pallets, 6 pallets, sorry, like that, and then I will unload, strap it in place like that, and then we can run on round to the sale point. Unload this on the sale point, like this. So that's going to give us, we got 4 full pallets. There's actually 5 full pallets there by the look of it, thereabouts, at over 1,000 per 1,000 litres. So we're now on 200. We got $51,000 there for the wool. We're on $239,000. So we've definitely got enough money to go and buy the rest of the pigs. We could complete the series today. Just about. We could buy all the rest of the pigs and then go and buy a whole load of animal feed and bring that in and top it all up. Except that we're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to buy in any animal feeds whatsoever. So that's why we can't finish it today. So I want to go. I'll turn that one off, and then I want to do that like that, and then I want to bring you back over the wool pen, and I want the front of that grid to go to there, because it actually puts the pallets further forward than what the front of the grid says. So that's spot on perfect. Back to 5 times speed. We keep it on that. It must be on 5 times speed or faster, unless planting or selling wool or eggs or mowing grass. You get the idea. Anything that's going to end up sort of messing up the game big time because of the differences in timescale, and make it look like you've had an entire day's worth of something happen in what should have only been 10 minutes, that's when we slow time down to 1 time speed. The rest of the time, we keep it as it is. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to clean this one and put it away before I start looking at doing anything with the animals, because it's in the way. So if I clean this one off here, I can also clean the tractor at the same time. Wouldn't hurt to have this one polished up a little bit. And get that seed drill clean, get it put away in the shed. Then I can come back over and we can swap out the front links to no front links. And I can put the console on there. Put basically the bit back here, right here, for the front loader. And then I can get the front loader on and I can go around and I can start tidying up some of the animals. We're going to also be wanting to drag around a number of different grains, and I'm going to be putting some bales out. I'd like to do some straw as well. Like to get some straw put in for pigs and cows and try and get as much of that put in as possible. The only problem with putting out straw and stuff for the ooh. At the moment what we do is we've got the straw blower. That's what we use. At the moment we use the straw blower. But what if we weren't to use the straw blower? What if we were to change that over and we were to use something else instead? Bring you down to there. What I'm thinking is, helper H has stopped work unexpectedly, tank empty. Right, well, let me just go down here a second. You are pretty much fully repaired. And you are now repaired. And then I want to customize you so that I've got standard configuration. I don't want any weight on the front with having the front loader. And then front loader attachment, stole console, hydraulic connection, old, allo console. It's the stole console that I want because it's the stole thingy that we've got here anyway. So we'll customize it with that. Yes. There we go. I'm going to leave that one where it is a second, and then I'm going to go up to you. How much have you still got to do? You're just turning around, ready to start another strip right across the field there. And then you got little bits over here, and you got some little bits over there. Fertilizer up on here. I've somehow managed to miss a strip here. Oh, no, that's where we came up. We turned around just on that bit. So that's fine. But anyway, I need to go and refill this one. So we'll run down here. We know that we're right next to the gate for that bit. There, I think I may have just nudged the arm of that, just on the edge of the gate, which is probably not the best thing to go and do. It's probably not going to maintain the life of our machine very well. So I'll bring you back and fill you up there like that. Now, while that's filling a second, I'm going to go to you over here. And I want to go in line with the stone, and there's going to be a bit on the field that's not painted. There we go, we can see that. Nice and easy. So I can bring you in round here, and that's all it did. It turned around at the point of the stone and then carried on from there. So if I go here... Okay, I need to go on a bit further. If I go there, that one will just finish out that little bit. I don't need to do anything else to it. I do need to go to that one. We're now loaded up with Herbicide. Helper C has completed their task. What? Oh, that was Helper C. I had that on there already. Right, I can ignore that bit. You need to go up here. Helper J has completed their task. I need to start unfolding this one here and get up into the field. Now, I've got to find where the edge of these weeds are. So that I know where this one has got to go. I think we're about here. Looking at where the weeds are over there. I think I'm in the right spot right here. So if I press H on there, that does seem to be about right. So he should go all the way up along here, and if there is a little tiny strip over there, you should go and get that little bit as well. So I've got a tiny triangle up there, and I got these little bits over here. Wait, what? Oh, right, it's okay. It's just what it does when it's on the map. I thought for a minute it wasn't actually doing it. I got very, very confused and confuddled there for a moment. You're going to be in the way if I go and stick you next to the machine over here, if I put you next to the pressure washer. So I'm not going to put you right next to... Actually, no, you're not going to be in the way because I can use the other track. So I'm just going to bring you over there, and I'm actually going to take you on a little bit further, and I'm going to put you there. I'm just going to switch you off, and you're going to stay there. You over here. Yeah, I do need to move that seed drill out of the way. I'm not going to bother putting it away yet, though. I'll put the seed drill there, and I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going to do anything else with it. And then I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to get the front loader on like this. I've got the bucket on right now. That's fine. We're going to use the bucket just for the first couple of bits, because you have to have the bucket to be picking up after pigs and chickens. You don't have to have the bucket to pick up after the cattle and the sheep. You can use the other loader for that if you want to. You can use the manure fork or one of the others. But you do need it for these. Now, it's saying that we've completed our task. We haven't actually completed our task over there. There is still a little strip to do along this bottom end. So I'm wondering if I turn down and round to this bottom end here and I do that, is it going to do it or not? I can just watch it do here, and then I'll run straight up to the stone up there, and we'll get that little patch up there done and dusted. I just want to get this little tiny strip here. I mean, it's not going to make much difference to the yield of the field, this here. And then there's also a triangle over the other end somewhere that we could go and get if we wanted to. Again, it's something it's not really worth worrying about. So you stop there. And there is actually a weed right there that needs to be picked up. Now I've gone and taken that one. So now I will drive up here, and I'm going to manually go around the stone. And then set it doing the little short patch. And then when I've done that, everything up here in this field is done, apart from the little triangle that is out the other end, which I'm still not even sure I'm going to go out and get. I might do, but that will be in our next episode at this rate, I think. Let's worry about the important bits first, which is getting all of this done around here. And I'm still working on feeding the animals. I've got no reason to keep on a slow-ish time scale, so we can speed it up a bit if we want to while we're feeding the animals. Like I said, I don't think I will. I'll keep it sort of as it is just for now, and then I'll do something a bit different in a bit. Right, that's gone all the way round there like that. Let me have a look. Yeah, that's neat and tidy on there. And so now if I go up to this side, where is the edge of the weed? That's what we're looking for on here. I can see weeds. More weeds. Weeds all the way out to here. I'm looking for the dead bit. There's the end line. That's where we've come through previously with it. It's about there. I don't know if you can quite see that it's very difficult to make out the difference on here. I don't know if you can quite see it. I'm looking at there's a bit right there in front of us. And if we come back a little bit there, you can just make out there's some dead bits there, the blackened bits in the crop. So that's our edge line that we want to run to right there. So if I set the hired help going here, should run down that line, and then it should go and get the other bit as well. So we'll let that carry on and do that. You, I don't need to worry about. And you, we just want you to pick up everything that's here in front of the chickens a minute. There, like that. There's 380 litres of wheat that we can tip in there like that. And I'm also going to... Where's the... it's over this side. So we're going to go to that one and just turn that one on a second. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to have a look at these animals. So you've got water running in. Cleanliness is dealt with. And you've pretty much full of food. So we don't need to worry very much about you. Water, you're pretty much full. Water, you're pretty much full, and you're about halfway on the water. We need to do something about the water for there. Well, I'm going to top up the water on all of them while we're at it. We go round. We will do all of them. This is what we're supposed to do. So next up, we want to. These sheep are incredibly messy eaters. Most of our animals, their eating skills leave something to be desired, I think. They're absolutely terrible. There's a little bit there. There's one more little tiny bit over there that just spawned while we were busy cleaning. So we will do that as well. And then we can come over here, jump out, and just set that running there because it switches off automatically. So we don't need to worry about it once we've done that bit. Now I can come up and around here like this. So, looking at the pigs, I got 0 litres of potatoes at the moment. And the great thing about the pigs is that the food that gets spilled out the front, once you pick it up, it does actually, it does pig food. So a percentage of what you pick up becomes potatoes, which is fantastic. You feed them whatever you like, and then they spill a complete pig food out the front. See? It's pig food that's being spilled. It's not grain. It's not corn. It used to be that the pigs would only spill corn. That was in the last version, in FS19. They would spill corn out the front, but you couldn't buy an... I don't think you could. Well, yes, you could. You could buy an all-round pig food, couldn't you? But they wouldn't drop all-round pig food. They would drop corn out the front of their pig pen, which was kind of bizarre, really. They only spilled the corn. Now they're spilling everything. We've got 114 litres of potatoes. I don't think those can last very long. And I've got room in here to put, I would guess, another 20 to 30,000 litres of corn. Soybeans, we've got no protein food in store that we can put in. We've got some wheat and barley. I don't want to use all the wheat and barley, though. I am going to have to just be a little bit cautious with the wheat and barley, because I need to keep some of it to be able to keep chickens fed. So, yes, I want to put some in for the pigs, but the chickens, they do also eat a fair bit. So we've got to keep that in mind as well. So next task that I'm going to do, before I go and worry about putting any bales or anything like that in, unfortunately, we've had a growth stage. So if I go up here to this one, unfortunately what that's going to mean is that in order to back out of this field, we're going to kill the crop backing out. So what I'm going to do, just to override that, just to get out of here, is I'm going to go into this, not that one, it's this one. I'm going to turn crop destruction off just for a second, because that's highly unrealistic. Just that bit there, that is incredibly unrealistic. So I'm going to back out of the field like this without destroying the entire field there. And I'll turn crop destruction back on. I don't personally think that the crop destruction in this game is a very realistic type of crop destruction, but I'm going to leave it on anyway. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to argue with that one. We'll keep that. But what I am going to have to do now is I'm going to run back to the yard, and we're going to have to swap over and put the row crop tires on to be able to do the rest of this field down here. That's fine. I don't mind doing that. And then we can have the row crops on to do all of this field up here. I was being told in the Hargenstead series that if you've got periodic ploughing turned off, then you've got to turned on. You've got to plough your field every third crop. Now, at the moment, we've been doing corn, so when we have the periodic ploughing going, when we're using a periodic plough, well, we're not. We're just ploughing after the corn. And I was told that periodic ploughing, you turn that on, and that means you've got to plough after every third crop. We had 3 crops before we planted our first corn, and we didn't have to plough. So I think that sort of tells us for certain that the periodic ploughing is just to do with what happens after, whether or not you plough after you've got your corn. That's the way I'm looking at it. Right. Wide tires with weight, narrows. That's the ones that I want. Customize. Yes. Okay. Jump back in here and quickly put those on, start you up, and then we can get you out into the other field ready and raring to go. But we've run out of time for today's episode, so this will have to carry on with tomorrow's episode. If you enjoyed this one, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.